I want to know your reaction when you read the script and you see that you are gonna have to play with a very mouthful teddy bear.
Well, when I read the script, I was excited about it. It was when I first heard the idea that I was very apprehensive. I didn't, just the concept sounded very silly to me, as you probably can very well understand. But once I read the script and I realized, oh my God, this is a great relationship film. These guys are, you know, such great friends, and they've been through so much together, and I get the dilemma of having your best friend, who's probably a bad influence at times, but, you know, and now having this amazing girlfriend that you want to keep happy, and what do? You know, how do you balance the two? And then after I met with Seth, I was just like, you know what, I got to make this movie.
How is he?
Great.
Yeah, how was the first meeting? What's the first impression of him?
You know, I didn't know what to expect, and we'd seen each other here or there, but, you know, we never talked, and I think he probably felt the same way about me. But once we sat down, it was like, hey, he's a really normal, kind of cool guy. And we laughed and talked, and, you know, we realized that we have a very similar sense of humor, and we hit it off well.
That you like Flash Gordon too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best movie ever. Do you
One
agree?
of them. One of them. One of the worst best movies ever.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The thing is that when you do this scene watching the movie with Ted, I did that when I was young.
Yeah.
And I know all the dialogue in French. Anyway, we're kind of expecting something from Seth and from his humor and from his politically incorrect view of things. Do you feel it's in the movie? Do you feel there's more to that?
You know, I haven't seen the final version of the film. I saw a rough cut, and then we did some additional shooting. But yeah, I think he does a good balance of, you know, saying things when he wants to say things, but also, you know, just making people laugh and trying to entertain people.
How did it feel to get your ass kicked by a teddy bear?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. You know, it was my least favorite, one of my least favorite scenes to shoot because I felt a little silly. But I don't mind losing a fight here and there.
To a teddy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not any teddy bear, is it?
No. And
Yeah.
believe me, my kids are beating the crap out of me with a teddy bear all the time, or they're slapping me over the head with it, or hitting me in the face with an action figure.
We saw you in comedies before, but not like this one. Did you want to do that? Was it something you were looking for?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got my feet wet a little bit with date night, and then obviously, you know, doing a little bit more with the other guys. But you gotta kind of, you know, if you're gonna go for it, go for it.
Is it fun to do? I mean,
it was a lot of fun to do. It could be fun if you're working with fun people and it's a very kind of like cool, loose atmosphere, then it's a lot of fun. If you're working with people that are like stiff and weird and dark, then it's not going to be fun.
How was it on set? I mean, you didn't have anybody to play with, play against. How did it work with the interaction?
I felt very comfortable once we got going. Once I got used to the process, it was like anything else. You know, you're making pretend, whether you're talking directly to somebody or Seth's in the other room and you can hear his voice, but you're looking at a little box or whatever's supposed to be the bear.
There's something that is very interesting with American comedy today. It's that it's kind of the only genre that can go this far. That it seems that the only freedom in the studio movies today is in this genre. Do you agree on that? Do you feel that they have all the rights?
Yeah, you know, hopefully, you know, we'll continue to push the envelope and try to discover new and interesting ways to tell stories and to entertain people. But, you know, that's why for me personally, I'm always trying to gain a little bit more control so I can have a little more influence in the movies that I'm doing and producing and, you know, raising money to, you know, finance these projects that I've been doing.
How is that going? Do you have all the stuff coming?
It's going good, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're about to shoot Two Guns right now with me and Denzel, and then we're going to do Lone Survivor right after that. And, you know, just shot Broken City with Russell Crowe and Catherine Zeta-Jones that we also produced. And we just finished the movie with Michael Bay, which was a lot of fun.
The one in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend Jack worked on this one.
Yeah.
This is something that's happening a lot. A lot more and more stars are taking powers and kind of controlling what they are doing. Is it because Hollywood or the studio doesn't give you good projects?
Yeah, you know, I never wanted to sit around waiting for good projects to come. You know, I wanted to be a little more proactive and go out there and, you know, acquire material to develop and you know, it was always like, okay, well, if so-and-so doesn't do this movie, maybe you'll get it next. So I just always felt like, okay, well, I never want to wait around for anything. I'm the kind of guy that wants to go out there and make things happen. That's just the way I look at things.
The fact that you produce TV shows helped you to go through the movies?
Oh, for sure, yeah. And with TV, you have a lot less time and a lot less money. So if we could apply that formula to making movies like The Fighter or like Contraband or even Broken City, then studios start to say, oh, wait a second here. How are you making a movie that would have cost $70 million for $17 million? Or a movie that's going to cost 65 for 25? I said, well, you know, you get people to make it for the right reasons and take less money up front and be able to participate in the back end and the revenue stream if the movie's a success.
Why do you think, why Seth thought of you? How did that happen?
I'm sorry?
Why did Seth MacFarlane thought of you? How did that happen?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask him. You have to ask him. But I don't know. I just felt like maybe it was because, you know, I'm from that world and I felt like, you know, you need to play it straight to make it as real as possible. But you really, you know, he's the one who could answer that question.
I'm pretty sure it's because of the dance move.
I hope not.
How was this?
I did not want to dance.
How was this? You have pretty nice dance move in the movies.
You know, I just did it because he asked me to, but I didn't. It was not. I don't like to sing and I don't like to dance.
Really?
At all.
Really?
Maybe in the shower.
Huh.
But not in front of hundreds of people.
Could that continue, this freedom that they have in the genre? Could they push the envelope further? Is there a limit to that?
I don't think so. I think you should always continue to push the envelope. But you gotta just, don't push it just for the sake of doing it shock value. You know, you gotta try to, there's only so many stories to be told. You have to find new and interesting ways to tell them. And, you know, the real creative people, that's why, you know, when they say, you know, who's the filmmakers that you really want to work with? And I'm like, well, I love all the guys who have done amazing things, but who's the next guy to kind of shake things up and do something different? And so we look for new and exciting talent, especially coming out of Europe and places like that, as much as we do trying to convince the older, you know, already kind of proven directors that they should be doing these projects.
What's, in your opinion, the most outrageous joke in the movie?
I don't know, probably when Ted gets the job at the supermarket. You know, the stuff that he says to the guy when he's going through the application process, when he's interviewing for the job, the stuff with the girl, the stuff with the girls when we come home and we find him in the house with all the hookers, and you know, the thing on the floor, me not being able to pick it up and making my girlfriend pick it up. There's a lot of funny stuff in the movie.
I got to ask you this: how does Ted do it? I mean, technically, with a lady.
Hey. He always finds new and different, interesting ways.
But here he has kind of a challenge.
Yeah, but he's also, you know, he can please them in other ways.
That's the thing. When we sing on the thing, we're like, no, they're not doing that, and they do it. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, of course. So funny.
On set or reading it?
Reading it first, and then seeing it, on the screen. You know.
Do you feel comfortable in the genre? Would you like to go back to comedy? Or
yeah, I like to mix it up. Do
you look for that?
Yeah. You know, we have a plan. We don't want to, like, now we have a comedy coming out, so the next movie we have coming out is a drama. And then the Michael Bay movie is kind of like a dark comedy. And then we'd have like an action comedy that has a lot more edge to it with me and Denzel, and then doing a straight drama after that. And then, you know, we always kind of mix it up.
Do you see yourself producing a Seth MacFarlane movie now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
That's
because
gonna happen?
he's just made his first movie, and you know, it was a discovery process, you know, because doing an animated television series is obviously very different from shooting a feature film. So he had a lot to learn, and you learn through experience. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was never my place to say, hey, you know, maybe if you do this or do that, then it'll save you time, money, you know, a headache, whatever. You know, you kind of figure it out, and then maybe it's a possibility that we go and do something together. We'll show them how we do it down and dirty and quick.
Okay, one last thing. Ted Part 2, they go back in the 80s and something happens?
Yes.
Do you have any idea of what could happen?
Well, Mila would be in the first act.
Really?
And then the boys go crazy again. After the morning, we celebrate her life.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Au revoir.